Welcome to our tutorial on labels and structures. In this tutorial, we'll show you where in the software you can find them and how to add them to your emergency scenario. We'll also cover the associated toolbars that accompany them. Now let's go ahead and get started. As we're getting started, let's go ahead and zoom in on our aircraft. And let's talk about labels specific. Labels are great to identify anything on your airfield. Anything that's on our map, we can make a sign and put it out there and identify that item, like a structure. We can also identify different groups that are out on your airfield, maybe working in around an emergency scenario on an aircraft. We can also identify those groups' tasks. There's a lot of things we can do with labels. So how do we actually add them? Well, we have to either be in pause edit or play present mode. That's a little different than some of our other tools where you're only allowed to operate in the pause edit mode, which is the construction mode. When we're in the play present mode, the great thing is you might be talking about something in the classroom and you might want to highlight that by using a label. Just bring it in, type in what you want on that label, make a sign out of it, and highlight that item there. So, where do we find labels? Labels are located in the ARFF Assets folder underneath Other. Let's go ahead and add one. Let's grab the Move tool and move it off to the side here. And it's a little large right now, so let's scale it down a little bit using the scaling tool. We'll set it at that scale. Now I can see the actual tool itself. And let's talk about the tools. And many tools have rotate on it, just like this one. Many have a delete function. This is a little new. Not too many tools have the color selector. I can click on that and change that color for that label to be whatever I want it to be right there. Now down at the bottom, of course, we've got the Move tool and we've got a scaling tool. We've already seen that right there. All right, now to change the name on this label, all I have to do is highlight that on the tool and I can type whatever I want. In this case, let's call this medical group. Now alternatively to naming it right here, I could come over here to the object control panel and I could just highlight this one and I can do the same thing. So one of two places I can highlight that and just name it there. Okay, let's go ahead and switch gears and let's talk about rectangle structures and round structures. And to use these, we need to add them in only when we're in the pause edit mode. That's the construction mode. We felt that these are structures and these are things that you're going to add before your presentation. If you need to add them on the fly during a presentation, just switch back over to the pause edit mode briefly, add them in, and then switch back to the play present mode. All right, so now we're here. Let's go ahead and add one. Let's add this square one here. And it's right here. Let's go ahead and move it up here. So why would we want these? Well, for anything really that you want to throw out here, this could be a structure, it could be an obstruction, anything that you want to add out here. So we're going to call this one a structure. So let's go ahead and bring it up next to one of these. And then let's look at the toolbar on this. So the toolbar is essentially pretty much the same as the label. We have the rotate tool, the delete. We can change the color here. Let's kind of match it up a little closely to this one right here. Let's say it's somewhere over here in this pink realm. It's pretty close. Maybe darken it up a little bit. Is that going to darken it? Yeah. It's pretty close. All right, so then of course we have the Move tool and we have some scaling tools right here. So if I want to make it a little more narrow, I can go that way. If I want to make it wider, I can make it go that way as well. And same with these tools. I can make them narrower or skinny, fatter using these tools here. So let's just set it up here, and that's a good usefulness for the rectangle structure. Now with the round tool, let's add that one, and that's identical in tool to the rectangle one. Operates the same way. We can use something like this to simulate a fuel spill. Let's go ahead and zoom in on that. So let's say in our scenario here we had a fuel spill on this aircraft, and we were going to bring in some trucks, and we were going to mitigate the issue here. We're going to talk on the radio with the pilot, simulate that, and simulate talking with each other. What type of extinguishing agent are we going to use on this right here? Is it a three-dimensional fuel spill? How are we going to stop this fuel spill from coming out? What do we do? Anyway, that's the material for in the classroom. For this tutorial, it's how to get the spill out on the ground underneath the aircraft right here. So here we have it out here. I don't really see a need to name this spill here because it's not going to be showing up like this right here on the medical group. But that's how you do it. Lay it out there, select a color, size it to whatever you want to size it, lay it out there, and then go back to play present mode, and then carry on with your class doing that. So this could also be other things. It could be the area that you laid foam out underneath here on top of the fuel spill. You could call it as that. You could size it so it was narrow using, let's see, we got to go back to this tool right here. We could make it more narrow using these tools and demonstrate the blast zone out of the back of the aircraft as well. So I'll let you play with those tools when you actually use them. So I hope this tutorial's been good for you. I hope that you're able to use some of this stuff in your emergency scenarios that you're creating with the ARFF Interactive Board. And I hope you tune in for some of our other tutorials. And you folks, have a nice day.